Hello friends, welcome to Learn Positive with Pradeep Kumar. If you are watching my channel, like, share, comment, subscribe and click the bell icon. Today we are going to see the subject industrial automation. It is very useful for mechanical and automobile students. It is also useful for robotics and production for everyone. And mainly the subject was came for diploma 5th semester students. It was unit 1, fluid power pump and motor. Part 1. If you want to see my previous videos and previous subjects I taken, please click the I button on the top of the video. You will see all the playlist and visit my channel to see all the videos and subscribe my channel. So the subject is industrial automation. So we need to know what is automation and what are the source used for the automations. The source used for automation is pneumatics, hydraulics and electronics. These three are main elements used for automation. Without these elements we can't bring an automation either. First, if we think there is a automation means we absolutely get an image of a robot. A robot works with the electrical system, electronic system, pneumatic system and hydraulic system. Without these three systems, there is no robots actually. So robots are not only humanoid or pick and place robots like that. We are using in our daily life many of robots, and we are seeing our car power steering. It is also like a robot, and our daily life we are seeing JCBs, cranes. They are all working in the hydraulic system. They are also be robots. The system which reduce the manpower, they are called robots. And now see, the subject industrial automation is built with these three systems to make an automation. So what are the units it to be covered? The first one is fluid power pump and motor. The second unit is control valves and control circuits. The third one is selection of devices used for pneumatic and hydraulics. And fourth one is pneumatic system. And fifth unit is programmable logical control. It comes under the electronic part. So the first three units are come under the hydraulic system, and also it will useful for the pneumatic system, pneumatic systems too. But in fourth unit, the pneumatic system is clearly explained in that, and the fifth unit is electronic system based on the robots and automation systems. And now we are going to the first unit. In the first unit, the topic was fluid power pump and motors. So we have to know about fluids. So what is fluid? A substance which is capable of flowing from one place to another place easily. The fluid can be either a liquid or gas. So a liquid or gas can flow easily. It has a capability to flow easily on the surface. So the both liquid or gas, it's said to be the fluid. And what is power fluid? What is the fluid power? So the fluid power refers to use the liquid, that is the liquid or gas, for the development of methods for power transmission, control and utilization. So what is fluid power? It may be defined as the technology that deals with generating the power, controlling the power and transmitting the power using pressurized fluid. So this is called fluid power. So I can give an example image for this fluid power. Now you can understand easily. So this is an image of a JCB or a crane. So the black tubes are said to be the hydraulic fluid flow paths, and the steel rod come from the yellow cylinder is the piston. It is a actuator, hydraulic actuator. So from the piston, the JCB or the crane is worked. Now we understand what is the power generation. So the fluid generate the power to lift the load by using the crane, we can control the power to how far it has to be lifted and how far it has to be traveled. So, it is used to transmit the power. So, the pressurized fluid generate the power, controls the power and transmit the power. This is called fluid power. And the next topic is classification of fluid power. The fluid power system can be divided into two types. They are hydraulic system and pneumatic system. These two are the main system of fluid power. So, what is hydraulics? What it use? So, it use liquid such as water, petroleum oils and synthetic oils as a fluid medium. By using this liquid, it is said to be the hydraulic system. So, the hydraulic system use the liquid as a medium. So, then the pneumatic is the opposite, quite opposite to it. It uses gas. Mostly compressed air is used as the fluid medium in the pneumatic system. So, when we use the liquid, it is the hydraulic system. When we use the gas or compressed air, it is said to be the pneumatic system. Now, we are going to the topic briefly. What is hydraulic system? So, the system in which force and power are transmitted from one place to another place through the medium of incompressible fluid. What is incompressible fluid? So, anything, the liquid is a incompressible fluid in any form. So, think, if you have a tub, fill water with that and take a glass or cup and put it upside down and press the cup inside that water thoroughly, and see, you cannot press the cup inside the water, it will push back you because the fluid cannot be compressible. So, the fluid, if you give a pressure on one side, it will distribute the pressure on the all of the side. If you try to push harder, the water filled in the tub is get evacuated. If you want, if you did this in the closed circuit, so close the tub, you have only the entry point at your hand and press that, means the water you cannot be compressed, the glass won't be get inside the water. So, this is called the fluid power. So, we use generally oil are used as working medium, and it is widely used in machine tool engineering for power transmission, and the study of power transmission by using oil as medium is generally called as oil hydraulics. Now, see the basic components of hydraulic system. The hydraulic system consists of the following main components. There are four main components. It's mainly used for the hydraulic system. They are reservoir, prime mover and pump, pipelines and control valves, hydraulic actuator. Now, see this circuit diagram. This is the full set of hydraulic components, and see on the bottom, the first box is said to be the reservoir. It is the reservoir. From the reservoir, we have a pipeline to the pump, and the pump we have circuit to the direction control valve, and from the direction control valve it went to the cylinder bottom, right, bottom of the cylinder. The red color pipe is going inside the bottom of the cylinder, and the cylinder is said to be the actuator, hydraulic actuator. The hydraulic actuator works when the fluid enters the cylinder, the piston moves upwards due to the pressure of the liquid. So, it lifts the load. After we removing the after we lifted the load and we done the work, the direction control valve converts its direction and the fluid flow through the blue line. So, the red line becomes the reverse part. So, the entered fuel inside the cylinder is removed via the red tube, and the another way is filled with the oil with the blue tube. Now, see one by one as detail. And I given you the image of a dam. So, what is the connection between a dam and reservoir? So dam is also a place where the fluid, hydraulic fluid is stored. So where the hydraulic fluid is stored, the place is called as reservoir. So dam is also a reservoir. The section of the pump is connecting to the reservoir from which fluid is forced into the various hydraulic system. So reservoir is the place to store the liquid fluid, and it helps to transfer with the pipelines. So this is the reservoir given in the diagram, circuit diagram, as we seen before, and this is the reservoir generally we are using and outside of the. It's basically in the rectangular shape or square shape reservoirs we used for hydraulic system. There was two holes in that. The small one is input and big one is for receiving the output. Next, the top of it we have a pressure cap. The pressure cap is used to fill the hydraulic fluid inside it and also release the pressure. When pressure is created highly, means it will release automatically and overflow the oil from the reservoir. So it will reduce the bursting of cylinder. And the next one is prime mover and pump. We know pump. What is prime mover? So prime mover is usually called as electrical motor. It is directly coupled to the pump. So prime mover is called as electrical motor. The electrical motor is said to be the prime mover. So both are similar to. And pump is attached to the front of the prime mover. So front of the motor with the shaft. So when the prime motor runs, the pump also runs. So pump is the heart of the hydraulic system, which converts mechanical energy into hydraulic energy by converting from the motor mechanical energy to the hydraulic energy by pushing the oil to the delivered area. So why we compared pump pump with the heart means, in our body heart supplies the blood from head to toe. So to the all part of body, the heart is pumping the blood. Like that, in this hydraulic system, the pump is a heart because the pump supplies the hydraulic fluid to the entire system, hydraulic system. So it is said to be the heart. In another image, it produces high pressured oil and force it into the system. So in our physical world, we are using the motor I was given in the image. So the red circle indicates prime mover, that is the electrical motor, and in front of this the green circle is a centrifugal pump. So it is directly attached to it. So when we switch on the motor is run the centrifugal pump. The centrifugal pump sucks the hydraulic fluid from the reservoir to delivery port. So this is the original image of pump we are using live. The next one is pipelines and control valves. Pipelines, it is the main part we are used it. Without it, the hydraulic system never works, because pipelines connected the elements of the hydraulic system. So it transmits the oil power from one place to another place with the help of pump. Control valves are used to control the pressure, quantity and direction of the flow. So it controls the pressure and quantity of the fluid, how much of fluid have to be transmitted, and it also controls the direction of flow. We have in actuator there are two pipelines now. So one have to be input, one have to be output. So the direction valve controls which one to be the inlet and which one to be the outlet. They transmit high pressure oil into the actuator. I have given the lively using pneumatic direction control valve, hydraulic direction control valve here. It was activated by the solenoid valve, and the image given now is the diagram how we showed the DC valve in the circuit diagram. We have to draw manually. So, this is how we draw the valve into the diagram. It is a 4/2 DC valve. I will explain you what are the types of valve later in the next videos. And now see actuator. So, I see the you see the circuit diagram now, the load lifting part. So, this is the actuator, hydraulic actuator. So, you can remember the steel part from the JCB. The yellow one is given as the black one here, and the steel rod there, it is also here. So, we have 2 points at the bottom one and in the top one. So, the cut section of the pneumatic pump. So, this was how it been built in inside. The piston is over, the plunger at the end, the piston and end cap support. Now see, it is receives a high pressure fluid from the hydraulic system and converts hydraulic energy into mechanical energy. So, the actuator only converts the mechanical energy, hydraulic energy into the mechanical energy. So, it can convert the mechanical energy into two parts, two motions. They are linear and rotary motions. So, it can use it to produce linear or rotary motions. When the actuator develops linear motion, it is said to be the hydraulic cylinder. So, with the help of hydraulic cylinder only, the actuator we give the linear motion. With the help of fluid motor, we give the rotary motion by using the pressurized liquid. So, where we using the fluid motor? So, fluid motor is otherwise said to be the turbine. So, it is mainly used in dams. So, when we open the dams, the water flow through these through the pent hole. So, the pent hole in the part of the pent hole we have placed a turbine in it. So, the water passes through the turbine. When the water passes, the blade of the turbines will rotate by the water and the power was generated. So, this is the fluid fluid power rotary motion, and in actuator we see the JCBs. No? So, in JCBs the cylinder was attached, it was a big size cylinder. So, big size cylinders were attached in the moving parts. So, when we actuate that actuate the hydraulic system, the linear motion is actuated and the load was lifted. So, it is mainly used in bigger components only. No, there was also in smaller components. In our car power steerings, we use hydraulic system in that. So, it is said to be the power steering. And in the shock absorbers in the two-wheeler, you see that, but there is no wires or fluid flow paths because it was a closed circuit. So, it closed inside the shock absorber, the oil was filled with and sealed with. So, this is the diagram cut section of the shock absorber. You can see the similarity of the cylinder above and below the shock absorber. So, inside the shock absorber there is also a valve, but it was sealed closed and filled with oil and then closed. When we apply the force on the shock absorber, it will compress, but it comes to the original position back like a spring because due to it absorbs the shock and gives the pressure to the liquid, and the liquid will absorb the vibration and return the pressure at all directions, and the piston will be exit at the same point. So, this is the use of shock absorber in the hydraulic as a hydraulic actuator. So, what is the law behind this? The basic law behind the hydraulic system or fluid power fluid. The basic law is Pascal's law. So, it states that the pressure generated at any point in a confined fluid acts equally in all directions. So, the pressure given at a single point, it will transmit equally in all directions. For example, throw a stone on a pond or a vessel filled with water. So, at the point the stone was immersed, we have a wave, circular wave in the liquid. So, it will end up at the all side at the same time because the force is developed at single point and it was delivered equally to the all directions. So it is the small example and it is the basic for working of fluid power system. This law applies to the fluid, both liquid and gas at rest position. And see now example where a ball was filled with a fluid and we make a multiple punctures on the ball, creating multiple holes in that, and now I am going to pressure the ball at one side, but the pressure will transfer to the liquid and it gives the pressure equally distributed to the all direction, and every holes have the same pressure released with fluid. If I give pressure on any side, the pressure will be distributed equally and the water flow through the holes are in same value. So this is the Pascal's law. Friends, if you like this video, please give a thumbs up. If you have any doubt, give your comments, and if you have any suggestions, give it on the comments and share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.